Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. I hope everybody's having a beautifully wonderful day. Truly, with all my heart, in love. Well, hell, do I dare even say that word? The other day I was on thesaurusdictionary.com, and for shits and giggles, I typed in the word love in thesaurus. And love's synonym is lust, a very strong liking. And it really didn't set well with me to think of love as lust, but when you think about it the way that we use the word, we equate love with sexual intercourse. And we are completely misled. I keep trying to tell people that this language is evil. That's right. Replace this O with an I. What do you have? Evil. Love can be evil. And by all means, I can attest to that it's true. So, what inspires this thought? Because this is an information channel, okay? This is a growing channel. This is always a channel of learning. Taking in as much information as I possibly can and not ever thinking that I have the ultimate answer. I am just one person with the small piece of the puzzle of this Bible, and things tend to change for whatever reason it is. So let's get into this verse that I'm kind of backtracking on. And the reason why I say that is because today I'm wondering, what would we do if we look at this in the sense of other gods? What are other gods? It's the most crucial part in the reality of understanding that there is a creation, and this creation looks at itself as God, mankind. This is what it's simple as that, to understand that what was created on the sixth day of creation thinks of itself as God. Whatever God this is, Elohim, as it tells us, it's the same. It's a divinely, figuratively, a magistrate. And I've been trying to teach everybody this connection about magistrates to MAGA, okay? Definition of MAGA: make America great again, right? This is how they polarize you. Popularize, polarize. Look at the language within the language, okay? Because whatever these people want to make viral, believe me, folks, it's them that are making it viral. It's not because it's a viral video. It's because it's what they want us to see over and over and over again. So the deal here is MAGA, make America great again, is really a magus. So when Trump says make America great again, he's talking about MAGA. MAGA in Latin means magus. A magus, M-O-G-O-S, a magus in Latin breaks down to Magi, which are wise men. Why am I showing you this? Proverbs chapter 1, verse 6. Okay, well, the riddles right here, helping the simple young gain knowledge. This is the parable here about the purpose of the wisdom literature, stating it is for understanding proverbs, parables, and words of the wise. Okay? And I just showed you that a magi is a priest. It's a wise man. A magi is a wise man, and they're riddles. So these people, if I may say, these bastards, these pricks, have written this book in riddles. They say that the Bible is so simple that a child could figure it out. Well, if it's written in riddles, how could a child figure it out? An adult can barely figure it out. Yeah, let that resonate. Take a moment of silence and think of that. Because people can read the Bible and they'll tell you all day long, I don't understand what the Bible's saying. And I'm telling you that I understand parts of the Bible, and exactly 100% without any question of a doubt, my puzzle piece has figured this out, parts of this Bible. And this is one of the parts of the Bible that I have figured out. So the Bible is definitely telling you that it is their riddles, helping the simple and the young gain knowledge, discretion, and guidance, leading them to comprehend deeper meanings beyond simple statements. See, so I take things beyond the simple statement. I look at what's really being said, because like very simple right here, this word, guidance. They are guiding us through a dance of words, because the language that we speak, this language, English, is the serpent's language. And it's a forked tongue language, as I've been teaching for some quite time now. So now we know that the book is written by the riddles of the wise, and that the wise man, here, wise man, they're sorcerers. Okay? And as we go down to the NASB, they're magi, magicians. Okay? And they might as well put the word here alongside of this, magistrates. Magistrates. Look. Magistrates. Magi in the word magistrates, because they are performing straight magic. See, this word works the same way as mankind. This created on the sixth day of creation. This is all to deal with the sixth day of creation. This is why we live in a 666 system. Nobody can deny what I'm trying to share with them. I'm leading to this build-up about why God says that if you love the world, you're an enemy to him. Because my views on this parable, where once thought, well, you can't love this world, you got to hate this world, man. You don't want to be here. So let me plainly say, look at what has happened to the world by those who have hated it. They've destroyed it. They've beat it down. They've poisoned the waters. By fluoridating them, we as people, ourselves as a hive, are all equal and guilty of the trash. Secrets of the mega landfill. This is why I tell everybody that this place here is a wasteland. Not just any kind of wasteland, but a teenage wasteland.
It's only a teenage wasteland. The Exodus is here.
Here we are at a landfill where they just told you 800 freaking tons of trash each day. And 10% of that winds up in our oceans. One trash truck every minute ends up in our oceans. That's why I call it a teenage wasteland. This is why they're calling it a wasteland. Each of us are all guilty as a hive of the very trash that goes in, especially the plastics. Okay? So when they sing this part in this song here, Who killed the Kennedys? Right here.
When after all, it was you and me.
Why? Why would a songwriter say that we're the ones that killed the Kennedys when all along it was you and me? This song is called Sympathy for the Devil. And the music industry is nothing but a gang load of truth bombs. So the side thought, or the opposite thought of those that love the world are an enemy to God, I would say, well, who? What God? What God is telling you that if you love this world, you're an enemy to it? Because I would tell you that those that don't love the world are the ones that are destroying it.
There's more on the ongoing efforts to clean up this mess.
This morning, workers continue the cleanup process here at the Ogallie River after a sewage spillage Tuesday. Workers say on Tuesday afternoon, a Melbourne City contractor was drilling beneath the river to install a 20-inch new water main. But it's...
Oh, really? Come on, folks. Anything that these people do is always on purpose, man. Those tubes are all fucking marked for that very reason. Okay, so now you got spilling sewage inside of our river waters. River. See the word there? Into river. Our drinking water. Raw sewage. Why would anybody even put a raw sewage pipe anywhere close to a river? That's a brilliant thought. Wow, what a brilliant person it was to think of, hey, let's build a sewage pipe right along the riverside, so if anything should ever happen to it, it spills into the drinking water. So you have sewage being spilled into our river waters. You have garbage by the buttloads being spilled into our oceans. Oh, ain't that a beautiful sight? Isn't that just wonderful?
Believe it or not, this is how massive cruise ships handle their wastewater. You might be wondering, does dumping that filthy water straight into the ocean really not pollute it? A single cruise ship has thousands of toilets on board, generating hundreds of tons of waste every single day. And these ships...
So, this is what it means. You go on a cruise, guess what? You shit in the toilets. You're part of the filth that goes into the oceans. We're guilty, all of us. Mankind is the beast. This is what I'm trying to relay the message to you, okay? It's very simple. It's telling us so in the music industry. So this song right away, man, it even starts with parable in the Bible. Oh, to you, O earth and sea, so the devil comes with vengeance. So, what am I trying to tell you? This is the music industry right here, right? Six, six, six. The one for you and me. And they have this up on the stage right here, this dead soul. They're always putting this dead soul. Look at this face right here, this dead face. All right? It's almost the same concept as this one here. Have you guys ever wondered why they tie Jesus in to Hollywood all the time? And Christianity will tell you that they're mocking you. No, that's not the truth. The truth is that Jesus is their God. And they're telling you that Jesus is their God. And not only are they telling you that Jesus is their God, they're telling you in the music industry as well.
And when I asked him to explain it, he just smiled and told me,
So you see the little they're showing you right there. Hold on. See? Here's this dead guy again. All right? The skull again. Why am I pointing this out to you now? I'm going to show you why. Watch. 666. So this is the riddle. Remember, we started out the riddle. This is a riddle of the wise. This is the riddle of the Magi. This is the riddle of 666. So what's going on here? All of this tied in with one another. Bag of tricks. Isn't that kind of odd that they show you a woman, and isn't a prostitute associated with the word tricksy? Because I keep telling people that this world that we live in is an illusion. And the illusion and the trick that's been pulled over your eyes is this Jesus character, who I'm telling you is 666. Watch, I'm going to show you right here. Tricks. Because, boy, women, they can play the tricks, can't they? I said, Jesus, won't you save me from this awful man of sin? I've read about his future. I don't want to go with him. Jesus, won't you save me from this awful man? Awful man. And the awful man just got done telling you that he can change the weather. How the hell does he do that? So I can't really play any of this stuff because I'll get it blocked. But I've watched this video and Joe Rogan's talking about chemtrails and stuff. Now, you got to understand, when Joe Rogan first started talking about the chemtrails, he was speaking out against it. And then his slave masters shut his ass down. They said, shut your mouth and don't say any more about it. In fact, since you've done this, now you got to go against your word and you got to say that you don't believe it. And that's pretty much what he's doing. He's just basically sticking his head on a chopping block and saying, yeah, the money means more to me than the truth or the lie. Well, the truth to me means more to me than any pile of money that you could set in front of me. I'd walk away from that pile of money as long as I know that there's a pile of truth right next to it that I can fucking pick up and take home with me as spiritual prosperity. So they call the chemtrails here, as you can see, a conspiracy. And conspiracy, by the way, is a word that is used. Here we got a captain. They'll do anything. Yes. Now, let me tell you, this is a good one here. All right. Look at that sky, folks. Give me 1 second. Let me get that picture.
When my kids were little, I used to read to them from Alice in Wonderland. And I remember we learned that the Mad Hatter was mad because it represented hatters of the time. And that apparently the guys who made hats used mercury to turn the fur into felt. And they would breathe the mercury and it would cause brain damage, and hence the Mad Hatter. And that was in the 70s and 80s that I had my young kids, and I, at the same time, was learning that we were supposed to avoid using aluminum pots and pans because there was apparently a connection to autism. So that was the first time for me that I made any connection between heavy metals and human health. And then a few years ago, I learned that there was an unnatural amount of aluminum in the soil, and that there was a program spraying aluminum and other heavy metals up into the atmosphere. And so I wanted to check it out. And
she goes on to say that that's the first time that chemtrails had showed up for her. Now, you got to understand that, folks, that a vision of the world that these people are what they see it as, nasty fluoridated waters with sewage being spilled into our oceans, trash being dumped into our oceans, landfills being filled with trash, the air being poisoned. They're telling us, they tell you in Hollywood, man, with movies like Batman, when the Joker's going around and he's poisoning different products. And if you use any of these products in conjunction with one another, it'll give you cancer and you die. And that's what the World Health Organization is based on, folks. Listen, hospitals aren't built off the backbones of healthy patients. They're built off the backbones of sick patients and a broken, keyword here, broken healthcare system I don't know about you, but if you sit and watch TV, then you watch commercials, and commercials will tell you that the healthcare system's broken. They're telling you that it's broken, folks. Look, let me show you something outside of this real quick. You see this? These are your prices and stuff for a healthcare system. This is called Alignment Healthcare, and they send out this guide, and it has probably about, I don't know, maybe about 400 products on it. 400 or so products. But here's the thing. They're charging 4 times. 4 times. Look, I'm looking for something. Let's see. Let me find it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to knock my camera over, but look, we're looking at a 1 pound weight, hand weight, 1 pound and 2 pounds, $41. One's for $69. Now that's really weird. A hand weight for 1 pound for $41.70, and then it's an exercise ball. So they charge you the same for a 1 and 2 pound hand weight. $41, folks. Check this out. Here's one for you. Salon Paws. Where you at? Right there. The Salon Paws patches. $15, $13, and $12. You go to the CVS drugstore, because I buy these for my dad when he's got a sore shoulder, and what they're selling these things for, $13.50. You can buy them in the CVS drugstore for $2.95. So that's inflated price right there. Here you see the price of a raised toilet seat for $35.34. I'm pretty sure shipping and handling and all that shit's going to be added into that cost by the time it gets to you. It's probably going to be around, I would say, at least $45. Yeah, right? And here in the guide, you're paying $69 for a raised toilet lock seat and $60.90. So, and then these sterile little pads here, 100 of these pads. This is 100 pads, and it's a small little box, probably about that big. You know, it's got 100 of them lined up just like that inside of a pack. $24 for these alcohol prep pads for diabetes, when you're doing surgical stuff to, you got to inject yourself. So why am I showing you all this? Because I'm telling you that commercials on television are telling you that the healthcare system's broken. I'm telling you that the healthcare system's broken. I'm also telling you that it's because those people here, where are you at? It's what the whole damn thing's about. This whole message is about. Therefore, whoever chooses to be friends of the world renders himself an enemy to God. So I'm asking myself questions like, well, so does that mean that these people that are cutting down our forest and covering it with the blacktop, throwing trash into the oceans, spilling chemtrails into the air with aluminum, putting GMOs in our food, fluoridating the waters, poisoning us with vaccines, those are the ones who hate the world, right? Because I'm thinking, if you love the world, how about the indigenous people that lived here in this country before we got here and tore it all up? What do you think they did? Do you think they were punished and had the shit beat out of them for loving the world? Because that's what they did. They cherished the earth. They loved it because they looked at it as a mother that provided nurturing and food and substance and water, and they took care of it. And anything that they killed, they used every part of that body, every bone, the clothing was made from the bear's fur or the wolf's fur or any of it. They didn't waste. This white Western civilization is a wasteland, and that's the message. To love the world, you're an enemy to God. So clearly, I can't see a God of love, of light, of spirit, of truth, of affection and compassion and tenderness, warm-hearted God telling you to hate this place. Because look at what it's become to hate this place. No, I'm sorry. I want to love the world, but not in the sense that it's an idol to me. I want to love the world in the sense to take care of it and give back to her the way she gives to us. And it breaks my heart and it hurts. And I hope you heard the message. This is White Raptor News Ministries.